Hey, what's going on, guys? Singularity here, and today we are going to be building a $200 custom keyboard. Editing Ethan, hello? Aren't you supposed to be cutting to the next clip?
Oh!
Yeah. Come on, dude. You probably know what a normal keyboard is, but what is a custom keyboard? To put it shortly, it's a keyboard that you get to make completely from scratch. There's tons of customizations that you can make to it, and it's also typically expensive. But you all know me, I ain't got no money, so I'm gonna be trying to make this keyboard the cheapest way I possibly can. The first step is going to be setting a realistic budget. The type of keyboard I'm looking for has arrow and function keys with some nice sounding and feeling switches. The estimated price for accomplishing this goal is around $200, which is reasonable, especially since some stock keyboards already cost this much. Oh yeah, I'll show you. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got. A keyboard typically has three main components: the case, the switches, and the keycaps. The case I picked out is the glorious Gmmk, coming in at around $54 during the Black Friday sale. An absolute steal if you ask me, but we'll see how it performs. Next up, we got the switches. There are three types of switches, which include clicky, tactile, and linear. Originally, I wanted to pick up a tactile switch, but there weren't as many in-stock options I could find, so I went with the very popular linear, the C3 tangerines, for about $81. They're known for how insanely smooth they are, and just to clarify, yes, you heard that right, they're called tangerines, as in the fruit. They also kind of look like them. Finally, we got the keycaps. So finding cheap keycaps that look good as Gmmk keycaps are impossible. So I came across these really deal-breaking keycaps for half off during a Black Friday sale and bought them. These are Alpherior Keys OEM cyborg keycaps, and they look amazing for $23. But they can look better, which is why I'll also be adding a bit of an artsy twist to them later. Alrighty, to start off the build, I begin with cutting off the extra pins of each of the tangerines. No, future meat, that's the wrong clip. And you can't eat those. Okay, there we go. I do this because C3 tangerines are 5-pin switches, and the board I'm using only supports 3 pins. So basically, we have to cut off the extra pins so that they could fit. After that, it's very simple. We just place them on the board, attach the keycap, and voila! Here's a typing test for you. Overall, this was a nice build. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that's it. See ya. Nah, Sike, you thought it was all over. It was just getting started. Now we're going to redo this entire thing and make it better. How? Well, we're going to be lubing and filming our switches to make them buttery smooth and sound better, but that's not all. We're also modding our stabilizers to make them sound better as well, and additionally we're painting our keycaps. First we need to disassemble the board and take out the switches so we can lube them. Yes, this is a new shirt, don't worry about that. We're using a thin lube called Krytox 25 grade 0, and we're also using some Deskeys Switch films, and that'll make the switches less hollow and more compressed. To loop switches, I follow Type's tutorial, but I'll leave a link to his tutorial in the description. But basically what lubing is, it's pain. You literally have to painstakingly take apart each switch to lube the parts that create friction, and then after that you put it back together and redo it 87 times. This was a super long process, and it took me like 6 hours just to finish because I'm a slowpoke. That being said, you better have liked and subscribed already, or else I'm coming out of your closet right now. Basically a day later, I lubed the stabilizers and also once again followed the tutorial on it. So basically, first step to lubing your stabilizers is to open a file named system32 and just delete it. Okay, so after fixing my PC, I wanted to do something to spice up the aesthetics of the keyboard a little bit. So what I decided to do was make a custom DIY coiled cable, and this literally costs no money at all if you already have a cable laying around. Like, it could just be the cable that comes in the box. I began by wrapping the cord around the rod. For me, I just used a marker and then taped it in place. Next, I heated it up evenly with a hairdryer for about 10 minutes and then let it rest for an hour. After that, I took it out and compared it to the professional cables you see online, and
He needs some milk.
it doesn't look that great, like not at all. So I redid it and heated it for 20 minutes and let it rest for 2 hours this time. Additionally, I got a larger, more even rod and wrapped the cable around tighter. The end still doesn't look that good, so I kind of just gave up. But by giving up, I really mean try again 500 times and still fail. I thought I had given up until I came across a video on the internet that brought up the technique called reverse coiling. I'll leave a link to the video in the description, but it's basically coiling your cable, but in reverse. Yeah, I know, you're welcome. To show you how effectively this works, I have a super bad coiled cable over here that's super loose, but after reverse coiling, it's basically perfect. One more thing I wanted to do is somehow spice up the keycaps, so I tried painting them as an experiment. With some inspiration from Gmmk keycaps, I made my own theme of icons and painted them on the escape, enter, and spacebar key. Honestly, it turned out better than I expected, and I decided to keep it as part of the look. Now, finally, after all that work, the moment you all have been waiting for, or maybe skipped to, let's hear what days of work and $200 sounds like. Now that was way better than I expected. Give yourself a slap to the forehead. Overall, I think as my very first mechanical keyboard build, it ended up nice. We maintained the budget and pulled off a decent entry-level custom keyboard. Now for the $1 million question, or in this case, the $200 question. Was it all worth it? For me, I think since I spend so much time on the computer typing, it is. But would it be worth it for you? I mean, if you're an elite programmer like me, who spends a lot of time typing away, then sure, but it really just depends on your situation. That's going to be it for this video. I had a ton of fun making this keyboard and this video. I hope you guys are doing well with whatever you guys are going through, and that's it. I'm out. Peace. Oh, future me, you fell asleep again?